Hello, Mr. Clinch here. Today we're going to be working on a project which is based on the old Fairground arcade game Whack-A-Mole. It's quite similar to the shooting project in a lot of its ways, but today we're going to be looking specifically at the computing concept called selection. That's using an if statement. So if you think back to when you were a baby, one of the first things you might learn in terms of rhymes is if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. That's basically what we're going to be telling the computer to do, where it needs to make a decision. If something happens, then it does something else. So load up your Scratch account and let's get ready to start. I'm going to get rid of scratching by clicking here on the sort of trash icon. Then making sure I'm using sprite, not background. It's really important. I click on sprite here. I'm going to paint myself a hammer. Okay, now I'm afraid I'm not a particularly good artist, but we'll give it a go. This section here, this little crosshair in the middle, is the center of my sprite. So I want to try and draw it fairly central. So let's see. I'm going to look at getting a hammer. I'm just going to go for a classic mallet. Apart from anything else, it's easier to draw. There we go. Just join that up. There's a mallet. Now, I want to fill this in. So I want to click on convert to bitmap. And then at this point, I can choose a color. Let's try and get a browny color. That will do nicely. I'm going to click on that. So I've got my mallet. Okay. So I'm going to click code. Okay. Now, the first thing, just like in my shooting project, I want to get my mallet to follow my mouse pointer around the screen. So I'm going to click on events and I'm going to start the game with a green flag. Okay. And when I click on the green flag, I want it to go to the mouse pointer, except I want it to go a bit slower. I want it to look smoother. So I'm going to take the glide. I'm going to say glide to mouse pointer so that when the green flag's clicked, it will glide to where I want it to go. Now, it's not following me around at the moment, so I want it to do it forever. I'm going to get my control loop, and I'm going to put that repeat forever. So now it should always glide 1 second towards the mouse pointer. So when I move my mouse, it should follow me around. Now that's going a bit slowly at the moment. I'd like it to be a lot quicker. So I'm going to reduce that time. So I could try 0.5, 0.5 seconds. And that speeds it up considerably, but it's still not very responsive. So I'm going to say 1/10 of a second, which is 0.1. There we go, and let's see how that goes. That's all right. Yeah, that looks good. It's kind of following me around quite smoothly, so I'm happy with that bit. Okay, so that's section 1 done. That is my hammer moving. Right, so the next thing I need to do is create my mole to whack. Now, I know for a fact that in Scratch there isn't a sprite already there which is a mole, so I'm just going to go with a rabbit. Okay, so I'm going to click a rabbit. I'm going to whack a rabbit. Okay, poor old rabbits. I'm sorry, don't write in and complain. Okay, what I want this rabbit to do is to appear at different points on the screen so I can whack it. So I'm going to click on an event to start it, and it makes sense that that's the green flag, just as it was with sprite 1. Green flag. I want it then to go to a random position. So when the green flag is clicked, it goes to a random position. There we go. It's going to random positions all over the screen now. Okay. Now, in between that, however, I want it to hide and then come back. So I want a show and a hide. Okay. So when the green flag is clicked, I want it to hide, go to a random position, I want it to wait for a second and then show. So let's see what happens here. There we go. Click it again. Different random position. Lovely. Okay, but I don't want to have to keep repeating that click of the green flag, so I'm going to put a forever loop around it. I'm going to put everything in here now, and let's see what happens. Click it once. So here you can see it's flashing up very, very briefly. The problem here is I've gone in a loop, hide, random position, wait 1 second, show, but then immediately hide again. So what I need to do is I need to put another wait in at the end. So it hides, goes to a random position on the screen, wait for a second, show, wait for a second, so that means it'll be on the screen for a second before it hides. So that gives me 1 second there to whack it. Okay, there we go, whack it, okay, before it goes. Okay, and I'm happy with that. Okay, so that is the basic premise there. Now we're going to move on to selection. Okay, so we're going to move on to looking at this. If something happens, then do something else, and that means if not, do something else. So we're going to be looking at using this block here. Okay, so as I gave the example at the beginning of the video, it might be if you're happy and you know it, then clap your hands, else do nothing. Okay, so we're going to look at that in a second. Okay, just make sure you've got your coding correct for the rabbit or whatever animal you've chosen to whack, and that you've got a mallet or hammer or some object anyway that follows you around the screen. Okay then, so what we need to be looking at now is this selection, as we said. So if something happens, then we want something else to happen. So I'm going to say that if the mallet is touching the rabbit, I want it to disappear. Okay, say ouch. In fact, let's have it say ouch. So I'm going to go to my sensing here. So if touching, I want to take touching mouse pointer, and I'm going to change it to sprite 1. Now I haven't labeled my hammer sprite. I'm going to call it mallet. Okay, so I'm going to rename it mallet. Okay, that way when I go back to my rabbit one, it's automatically changed to if touching mallet, and it makes it much less confusing. Okay, so if touching mallet, then I want it to say ouch for 1 second, shall we say. Okay, so what I want that to be is I want it to say that the trigger is going to be when the green flag is clicked, and I want it to happen all the time. Okay, so here we go. So let's try it. Ouch. Ouch. Okay, got it. Ouch. Ouch. Okay. Okay, my rabbit's a bit big at the moment actually, so I'm going to change its size to 50 because it's a bit too easy. Let's see if that makes it a better game. There we go, got that one. Yeah, got that just in time. Okay, so I can now whack my rabbit. What I want to do though, however, I'm going to change it, and I'm going to say not just hover over, but I want to actually press a button. So I'm going to say that when the space bar is pressed, so I'm going to go when space key pressed. So now I have to hover over it, but I actually have to hit the space bar as well. I think that will just make it a little bit more of a skillful game. So let's have another go. So hit, oh, missed it that time, wasn't quick enough. Got it, just enough. Excellent, okay. So I am happy with that. So I've got my selection of if it's touching the mallet when the space key is pressed, It's going to say ouch for a second. I want you to get that programming right, and we're then going to have a look at the else in a minute, okay? We'll probably create a variable in order to get this one to work. To make sure that bit of coding is working for you. So now let's look at creating a variable. Before we do, however, I've just realized that I've made a mistake. In this block here, my selection block, when I said when space key pressed, forever if touching mallet, then say ouch for 1 second, my forever is no longer needed because it's only at the specific moment that I press the space key if the rabbit's touching the mallet, that I want it to disappear, not all the time. So I'm going to get rid of that. Okay, my apologies for that if that was confusing. Okay, so let's create a variable. A variable is something that changes. So that's here under variables. We're going to make a variable, and I'm going to call it rabbits whacked with an exclamation mark. Okay, so when the space key is pressed, if touching mallet, say ouch for a second, and I'm going to change rabbits whacked by 1. Okay, so it's at 0 at the moment. Every time I whack it, oh, I missed it that time. It says ouch and gives me a point. Missed it again. There we go. It's going up like this. Okay, now I'm going to stop the game. I'm going to start it again. Now, as you can see, I've started again, but I'm now on 4 points, 5 points, 6 points, because every time I restart it, the variable is staying at the same number as it was on previously. So this is where I want to change to set. Okay, so at the beginning of the game, which is when the green flag is clicked, I want to set rabbits whacked to 0, so I restart each time. There we go, 0, whack, 1. Okay, so that's the if part. I'm going to say, however, if I miss the rabbit, I'm going to change my variable, or change rabbits whacked by -1. That stops me just hammering the spacebar and hoping for the best. It makes it much more of a skillful game. So here we go. Hit it, got it that time. What if I miss? I'd go back to 0, I'd go back to -1, oh, got it again, 0. Okay, so I want you to have a play around with that. I really want you to focus on the selection section. So if touching mallet, then say whatever you want, and you need to change those variables, okay? If at any point you get lost, then just rewatch the video, pause it at the point you need, okay? Have fun, and we will look at adding some extra bits next time. Actually, no. Let's look at one extra fun thing. We're going to add a sound when we hit it. So let's click on sound here. And up at the top here, you'll see code, costumes, sounds. We're going to click on this, and we are going to, at the bottom here, where it says choose a sound, we're going to choose a sound. Let's look at effects. Now I want a boing sort of noise. So I've got boing. Not sure about that one. I've got big boing, which is, that's not bad. I quite like that one. About bonk. Ooh, it's between big boing and bonk. I think I'm going to go with big boing. So I'm going to click on that. I've got big boing. So now back on code. Just want to say ouch for 1 second and play sound big boing until done. There we go. So let's put it there. See if it works. Ready? Here we go. Oh, forgot to press them. I'm missing it. There we go. Okay. So you can have a little play around with sound effects. And I think instead of having until done, I want it to, because that means it waits boing until that's finished before it says ouch and changes the points. So I'm going to then change that to start sound. And that means it starts but continues with the rest of the script. So here we go, let's try that. That's better. Yeah, like that. Good. Super. Okay, so you have a go at that, please.